When a tanker bearing fuel falls or an underground pipe bearing fuel bursts, what do? Scooping fuel in your bucket or running far away from impending fire? You have a few seconds to take the wisest decision. Walk away? No, that is not enough. Shift? No, that is not enough. Stay there and gist and take shots with your phone? That is madness. Run. Yes, run away. Yes, your life depends on your action. The flames come suddenly, unexpected but uncontrollable. Why? Fuel is highly inflammable. Why? It just requires a spark to set off a ravaging inferno. So, don't stay there to think. Storm away.
Welcome to the broadcast of News Hour on Sun TV, the pulse of the nation. My name is Esther Oka-Steven. On the news this hour, Reverend Dr. Gideon Paramalam calls on federal government to end Lee Sharibu's 7 years captivity. Renowned clergyman and peace advocate Reverend Dr. Gideon Paramalam has renowned call for the federal government to intensify efforts to secure the release of Lee Sharibu, an Debchi schoolgirl who remained in captivity 7 years after her abduction by Boko Haram terrorists. Lee, who was kidnapped alongside 109 other students from Government Girls Science and Technical College, Yobe State, on February 19, 2028, remains only victim still held captive for refusing to renounce her Christian faith. Speaking to Jalingo, Taraba State, during an event marking the 7th anniversary of her abduction, Reverend Dr. Paramalam expressed concern over the prolonged silence from the new administration regarding Lee's plight. The preacher passionately appealed to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and First Lady Senator Remi Tinubu to intervene and take decisive action. Reverend Dr. Paramalam also called on the international community to intensify diplomatic efforts to secure Lee's release and urged members of Boko Haram to act with compassion and humility. He further commended the Nigerian Army Forces for their continued efforts in Taraba State as they celebrate World Social Justice Days, reaffirm commitment to equality and human rights.
Has renewed calls for the federal government to intensify efforts to secure the release of Leah Sharibu, the Dapchi schoolgirl who remains in captivity 7 years after her abduction by Boko Haram terrorists. Leah, who was kidnapped alongside 109 other students from Government Girls Science and Technical College, Dapchi, Yobe State, on February 19, 2018, remains the only victim still held captive for refusing to renounce her Christian faith. Speaking in Jalingo, Taraba State during an event marking the 7th anniversary of her abduction, Reverend Dr. Paramalam expressed concern over the prolonged silence from the new administration regarding Leah's plight. The preacher passionately appealed to President Bola Tinubu and First Lady Senator Remi Tinubu to intervene and take decisive action. Reverend Dr. Paramalam also called on the international community to intensify diplomatic efforts to secure Leah's release and urge members of Boko Haram to act with compassion and humanity. He further commended the Nigerian Armed Forces for their continued efforts in combating terrorism and encouraged them to remain steadfast.
We're still in captivity with Boko Haram. Some of us would recall that on the 19th of February 2018, Boko Haram element from ISWAP stormed Dapchi Girls Technical School or Science School, and they kidnapped 110 girls because Leah was actually a student, one of those students. And the reason why Leah was kept back was for a simple reason, because of her Christian faith. And today, it's a day to remember her. It's impossible not to remember Leah until she's freed. And I appeal to our President, Ahmed Bola Tinubu, to please remember the plight of Leah. Mr. President, sir, Leah needs to be brought back to her parents. We want to appeal to the First Lady, Senator, Pastor Remi Tinubu. You are a mother, and I know you completely understand. Please, Your Excellency, ma'am, remember Leah. Whatever it takes to bring Leah out. And I want to commend the efforts of the Nigerian Armed Forces, led by General Christopher Gobin Musa, that the struggle continues until all Nigerians are freed from Boko Haram's captivity.
Chairman of APC, Honorable Barrister Ibrahim Tukur El-Sudi, visits APC Youth Vanguard State Office in Jalingo. Honorable Barrister Ibrahim Tukur El-Sudi, the Taraba State Chairman of the All Progressive Congress APC, on Thursday 20th February 2025 visited the APC Youth Vanguard State Office in Jalingo. He was warmly received by Comrade Idris Ayuba, the state coordinator of the APC Youth Vanguard, alongside Dr. Jinadu Graveyawe, the secretary, and other esteemed officials. During his visit, Barrister El-Sudi commended the APC Youth Vanguard for their resilience and unwavering commitment to the party in Taraba State. He emphasized that their efforts would not go unnoticed, stating that the APC represents the sole valuable alternative for governance and development in the state. He urged all members to work collaboratively, fostering unity with the party to ensure success in the upcoming 2027 election. In response, Comrade Idris Ayuba assured the state chairman of the APC's Youth Vanguard readiness and strategic positioning as a crucial force for the party's success in 2027. He highlighted that all organizational structures and organs of the Vanguard in the state remains intact and fully committed to supporting the party's objectives. This visit underscores the importance of youth engagement and collaboration within the APC as the party prepares for future challenges and opportunities. Councils approve constitution of Disciplinary Appeal Committee. The Governing Council of the Federal Polytechnic, Bali in Taraba State, has constituted a 7-man disciplinary appeal committee for the institution. This was disclosed by the chairman of the council, Dr. Jibril Saba Kolo, on Thursday immediately after the 3rd council meeting held between 16th and 20th of February 2025 at the Federal Polytechnic, Bali. Dr. Jibril Sabo Kolo explained that the formation of the committee was consequent to the directive given by the Federal Ministry of Education for every institution to put in place in committee. The committee has Engineer Sani Isa Abubakar as the Deputy Rector and Chairman. Other members of the committee include Al-Haji Umar Ibrahim Baba as the Acting Registrar, Al-Haji Abdullahi Sada Indin, Mr. Ango Umar Jacob, representing Federal Ministry of Education, Dr. Sani Abdullahi, Chairman, and Honorable Takimbe, while Barrister Lawal Nixon Abayi will serve as member and secretary. The committee is vested with the responsibilities of entertaining disciplinary and appeal cases for individuals or groups of individuals of any class. The committee can also as well entertain appeal on already passed judgment on errant staff. The council chairman equally stressed that the committee is different from similar committees already constituted by management of the Polytechnic. However, Dr. Jibril Kolo wants staff not to take the constitution of the committee as a license for abuse of public service rule and establishment extent rules. We go for a commercial break. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
Way to live. Do not throw away your life in anguish for meaningless fuel siphoning. Be advised.
Welcome back. Clergyman assaulted amid UMC and GMC crisis in Bayam. Karim Lamido, Taraba State. A dramatic and violent scene unfolded outside the premises of Bayan Theological Seminary in Karim Lamido local government area of Taraba State, as a group of women mobbed and assaulted a clergyman, Musa Kulu, aimed on ongoing church crisis. The incident, captured in a short clip obtained by Taraba News, is linked to the deepened dispute between the Global Methodist Church (GMC) and the United Methodist Church (UMC). The two factions, once united, has been locked in an intense battle over doctrinal differences and the ownership of church property since their split. Eyewitnesses report that Musa Kalu, identified as a teacher at the seminary, was confronted by a woman outside institution premises. As he attempted to escape the escalating altercation, he was struck by a stick thrown by one of the women, causing him to fall. The clip showed the women surrounding him aggressively before he was eventually assisted by some people standing by. The exact circumstances leading to the assault remain unclear, but tensions between GMC and UMC members have continued to rise, with heated disputes splitting into public spaces. Efforts to reach church leaders from both factions for comment were unsuccessful at the time of filing this report. Residents have expressed growing concern over the increasing hostility and fear that the situation could escalate in more violence. Authorities and religious leaders are being urged to intervene swiftly to prevent further breakdown of peace in the community. Public health physician paid a courtesy visit to the executive secretary of SEMA in Jalingo. The Taraba State Association of Public Health Physicians of Nigeria (APHPN) branch recently paid a courtesy visit to the Executive Secretary of Taraba State Emergency Management Agency (SEMA), Dr. Audu Echoze. The team led by Chairman Dr. Garba Danjuma congratulated Dr. Echoze on her appointment and acknowledged her roles as an association treasurer. The visit was a success, resulting in a willingness to partner between Taraba State APHPN branch and SEMA. This collaboration will focus on responding to public health emergencies, enhancing the state's response to health crises, and providing better support to affected communities. APHPN is a professional association of physicians with postgraduate training in public health and community medicines, dedicated to promoting public health and preventing diseases. The association has various branches including Taraba State and engages in activities like courtesy visits, advocacy, and partnership to achieve its goals. The association appreciates His Excellency Dr. Abu Kefas for Dr. Echoze's appointment, which is crucial in enhancing disasters management and emergencies response in the state. Taraba State Chief Judge assigns new role to Justice Clara Katabs as Family Court Judge. In a significant development, Taraba State Chief Judge Honorable Justice Joel Philibus Agia has assigned a new role to Justice Clara Katabs as a Family Court Judge. The appointment, announced on February 16, 2025, during an advocacy visit by the First Lady, Mrs. Agian Kefas, to the state judiciary, is part of the recent judicial appointment and recommendations made by the Chief Judge. As a family court judge, Justice Katabs will oversee families-related matters including divorce, child custody, adoption, and maintenance. This move is expected to strengthen the judiciary's families court in Taraba State, which is crucial in addressing the rising cases of sexual and gender-based violence. The judiciary is expected to play a central role in curbing this menace, ensuring that the best interests of all parties involved are safeguarded, in line with the Child Rights Act and the Child Rights Law of Taraba State. The court will also expedite the trial of families' cases, providing timely justice for families and individuals affected. Chief Judge Philibus Agia's recommendation of new justice for the High Court, including Justice Katabs, demonstrates his commitment to strengthening the judiciary in Taraba State. This development is a positive step towards enhancing the administrations of justice in the state, particularly in family-related matters. The appointment of Justice Clara Katabs as a family court judge is a welcome development to her expertise, will undoubtedly contribute to the efficient administration of justice in Taraba State. As the state continues to strengthen its judiciary, the people of Taraba State can expect improved access to justice, particularly in family-related matters. IBB said, "I feared Abiola's assassinations could lead to civil war." The hero worshipping of former military President General Ibrahim Babangida was in full display yesterday when President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's leading former presidents and former military leaders and captains of industry led by Alhaji Aliko Dangote took turns to eulogize him at the launch of his autobiography, A Journey in Service. The event also witnessed the launch of his presidential library. The Transcorp Hotel Abuja venue of the event was turned into a mecca of sorts, with the man himself finally shedding more light on the happenings in June 12, 1993 presidential election. Among the dignitaries at the event were former President Olusegun Obasanjo, who was chairman of the occasion, former head of state General Yakubu Gowon, and Abdulsalam Abubakar, the former president, Goodluck Jonathan. Also in attendance were former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, Namadi Sambo, and Yemi Osibanjo, the presidential candidate of Labour Party in 2023 poll, and former governor of Anambra State, Mr. Peter Obi, and the presidential candidate of the new Nigeria People's Party and former governor of Kano State, Rabiu Kwankwaso. The keynote speaker was Nana Akufo-Addo, former president of Ghana, and his counterpart, the former president of Sierra Leone, Ernest Koroma, also graced the occasion. Governor's secretary to the government of the Federation, Senator George Akume, industrialists, technocrats, and traditional rulers were equally in attendance. General Babangida meanwhile said the happenings in June 12, 1993 presidential poll because he was afraid the winner, late Chief MKO Abiola, could be killed and the nation thrown into another avoidable civil war, revealing that Abiola of the Social Democratic Party beat Alhaji Bashir Tafa of the National Republican Conventions and won the election. General Babangida also took responsibility for the annulment of the election, considered the freest and fairest presidential poll of Nigeria's history. However, IBB claimed that the annulment of the election was by force in his administration led by late General Sani Abacha, his chief of armed staff and later Minister of Defense. Evans pleads for mercy. Convicted billionaire kidnapped kingpin Chukwu Dumeme Nwomedike, alias Evans, has told the Lagos State High Court sitting at Tafawa Balewa Square that he was prepared to surrender all his property as part of a plea bargain agreement should the court consider his application on compassionate grounds. In his application for the plea bargain, Evans told the court that he is now a teacher at the Correctional Center in Kirikiri after obtaining a teaching diploma in economics from Yawa College of Education and is no longer a criminal. He pledged to fortify his 14-brand new truck to the Lagos State government for sale, with the proceeds to be transferred to the victim of his criminal activities as part of the proposed plea bargain arrangement. Represented by his lawyer, Mr. Etudo Emofo, Evans, in his application before Justice Sherifat Sanake, expressed rumors for his actions, stating that he had undergone a transformation during his time in Kirikiri Maximum Prison. He claimed that the federal government of Nigeria awarded him a scholarship while in prison. He pleaded with the Lagos State government for mercy, explaining that without their forgiveness, the federal government scholarship would be rendered useless. Furthermore, he urged that he would be unable to practice the new skill he acquired while incarcerated, which would amount to a waste of government resources. Evans took advantage of this offer and was granted a scholarship. As a result, he earned a national certificate in education in economics and is now a teacher, no longer identifying as a criminal. Additionally, Evans was offered admission to the National Open University of Nigeria under the federal government scholarship scheme. Evans said he also underwent training in welding and metal fabrication through the Federal Ministry of Labor and Productivity, successfully passing all relevant tests. A copy of the test result was included as an appendix. He confirmed that Evans' counsel Itodo have given him an evidence copy of the application, which is currently before the state government for consideration. That's the end of the news hour for today. Some TV is a 24-hour TV station. We are live every day. You can also follow us on Facebook at Some TV and on YouTube at Super Media TV. I am Esther Oka Steven. Thanks for watching.
When a tanker bearing fuel falls or an underground pipe bearing fuel bursts, what do? Scooping fuel in your bucket or running far away from impending fire? You have a few seconds to take the wisest decision. Walk away? No, that is not enough. Shift? No, that is not enough.